because the beta-carotene is fat, emulsified, it's water soluble, but it's sort of oily, sticks to the side.
And our blender is making four. You put 20 drops in. So
Yeah.
we're for the smoothie recipe that I'll send you in the email, that's for one.
Did you put this in?
I haven't put anything.
So for chemical toxicity or cancer, you would typically think of 1 tablespoon per 50 pounds of weight. But 1 tablespoon of these pure essential oils will typically give you what your body minimally needs per day in essential fats. So Udo's, this type of oil needs to stay refrigerated. It will begin to rancidify. The more essential a fat is, the faster it breaks down. And that's why we are absent for it.
Tablespoon? 4 tablespoons?
Yeah, that's probably.
So in the normal recipe, it's a tablespoon of protein powder. And I'm going to put 4 in because we're
and I use this soy-free vegetable protein powder. It's possible to get good proteins out of soy, but most of the soy protein powders that you find have been extracted at temperatures exceeding 600 degrees, almost enough to make a kiln, definitely hotter than most of us cook in our oven, or it's chemically extracted. So while soybeans in the natural state with the over 200 varieties that preceded the genetically modified soy that now makes up over 50% of the world's soy produce, soybeans have some very good qualities to them.
I'm going to pass this around. This is lecithin. So take just a pinch between your fingers and rub it between your fingers and see what the consistency is.
Tap it onto your hand and check it. It's the, bees have wax in their hives, and this feels sort of waxy. But it's a natural lubricant and soot, and the essential fats in the lecithin are the main things that allow cell walls to be flexible so that they aren't damaged. If someone stretches, they're less likely to harm themselves if they exercise. Isn't that right, Amy?
Absolutely.
But if you're very tense and very tight and you don't warm up, you're likely to hurt yourself. When we have more essential fats and more lecithin in our diet, our cell walls are more flexible. We have discovered that if you take the nucleus out of a cell, the cell can still live by the intelligence of the cell wall membrane. And so the cell wall membrane is one of the biggest protectants against cancer and heart disease and free radical oxidation. And then 95% of cell wall membranes ingredients are lecithin, essential fats, protein, and cholesterol. We eat 7 times as much protein as we need if we digest it. We're not deficient in protein. We certainly have enough cholesterol manufactured in our liver. So where we have lost our cell health, where we age more quickly, where we are more susceptible to disease, is the essential fats in the lecithin. You can get lecithin from soybeans. This is a non-GMO base from a company that's not going to go to the 600-degree soybean extraction processes. I talked with Bob from Bob's Red Mill, and he admitted that their lecithin is probably GMO. Says if it's not, it says so on the label. It doesn't say so on the label. And they're a good company, but they have their supplies as they exist. We find lecithin in beans typically, and we also find them in the yolks of free-range eggs. Lecithin helps us to lower cholesterol.
I'm going to go ahead and
Go ahead.
second.
So this is the Power Blend smoothie, which is the St. Thomas smoothie plus those 5 ingredients. The flax oil, lecithin, and protein powder acts synergistically, meaning that 1 plus 1 plus 1 is more than 3. When you put into your bloodstream essential oils and lecithin and protein, because cholesterol's already there, it's like having a home repair crew that's got all their tools, their spackle, they can go in and fix things up really quickly. So they help to repair damaged cells and tissues, but they also help to build new cells that are going to be more flexible and more dynamic. So we're going to start with, I do this class a few times a year. Everybody's favorite vegetable juice seems to be carrot, celery, ginger, or carrot, apple, ginger. So we're going to start with, as we're going from these fruit smoothies after the green smoothies, we're going to start with a nice spicy product that is tasty and really good for you. Spicy, in one of the many ways spices comes, ginger root. Ginger is a potent anti-inflammatory. It helps with arthritis. It helps with inflammation of the stomach. It can help you get rid of motion sickness. And I've used it with people that have never been able to hold food down, vomiting because of severe stress. It'll relax the digestive system. Ginger root. So we now move to the Breville, a juicer which extracts the pulp versus a blender that micro chops up the pulp. Now, as I said, when I juice, I don't take the seeds out of the apple. It's going to go right through. And then after this one, I'm going to show you a way to get beets in kids or adults.
Mine actually eat them.
Yeah.
What about lactose intolerance for Barbara with the smoothie?
It's got a little yogurt in it, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't count for lactose intolerance, because the yogurt has digested the lactose. If you're dairy intolerant, you don't have to.
Oh, that's not it. What is it? Just not doing
I'm
dairy.
just eating raw vegan.
Yeah, so don't have any of that.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The yogurt is not required in this drink, except that when we put oils in it, the Udo's oil, for the palate, it tastes more oily. And you put the yogurt in it, and it soaks up that oil taste. So for kids and other people, it makes it more attractive. Now, maintenance of a juicer, this is a nice investment. You want to keep it as well as you can, so you want to clean it as soon as you're done, particularly for the screen that chops up the vegetables.
Dr. Bailey,
Yeah.
that
caught the picture that you just made?
Yeah.
You probably already said this, but